Welcome to Keep It Pro Training. Welcome to Keep It Pro Training Call, brought to you by Networking Wisdom, featuring Romacio Fulcher. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Monique, and I'm introducing Mr. Romacio. He's the creator of Networking Wisdom, and the reason for this call each and every Sunday for over 3.5 years at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On this call, you will learn the skills to be successful in network marketing and in life. Romacio Fulcher is a well-respected international leader, trainer, coach, and much sought-after mentor. He is a highly successful entrepreneur with 750,000 people globally in his network and has accomplished over $1 billion in sales. Romacio is a top leader and a top earner. He's a top 50 worldwide earner in MLM. At the tender age of just 25 years young, Romacio earned his first $1 million. He's now a multimillionaire and has helped countless individuals. This man knows how to make money, and he knows how to make money fast. What we all like most about him is his love for God and mankind. He enjoys having fun and sharing his wisdom. A millionaire mentor, leader of leaders, and coach of coaches. Without further ado, I have the pleasure to introduce to some of you and present to others our mentor and friend, the California Kid, the Marketplace Minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio, have you joined us?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
All righty. Thank you so much, Monique, for stepping up and being our host. We really appreciate your contribution every week doing what you do. And I want to welcome each and every single one of you that are back for another edition of our Sunday Keep It Pro training call. I don't know if you guys know, we are approaching almost 4 years of doing this call every single Sunday. There's just that simple message in and of itself is very profound. In other words, if you're going to succeed at anything, you're going to have to sow the seed of time. We've been doing this for 4 years. So we're almost 4 years. So if this is your first time listening, I want to welcome you. If you're back again, we'd love to see you back. But guys, let me just tell you this. Every single week, what we do is we teach 2 specific things on this call. Number 1, we teach you the specific skills that you need to get to the very top of whatever business that you're promoting in the direct sales industry. The second thing that we teach you is we teach you life skills. Oftentimes, you're going to find that as you grow, so will your business grow. Everything about your entire life is a reflection of you. Guys, write that down. That is very, very profound. It's very simple, but it's very true. Everything about your entire life is a reflection of you. That is not meant to intimidate you. It's meant to give you clarity that wherever you are in your journey in life at that time, the circumstances and situations around you, they reflect you. In other words, wherever you go, there you are. You go with you. And so that's why as you grow, everything else around you shall grow. I want to encourage you to join in on this call every week. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. We don't talk about company names, nor do we talk about company products. We don't know if there's 1 million people listening or, frankly, if there's just one person listening, and nor do we care. And the reason why is we firmly believe that what we make happen for others, God will gladly make happen for you. I want you to write that down. Have you come to learn by now that all of the wonderful, amazing dreams that you want to happen for you, including the next promotion, have you finally figured it out that everything that you want in this lifetime, it's all predicated upon you serving, you giving? Have you finally discovered the secret of success is giving? That's what it's all about. And so literally, guys, we don't care if there's one person here or 1 million people here. We believe what we make happen for others, God will gladly make happen for us. Now, let me explain to you why it's not a big deal to us whether there's one person or there's 1 million people. Always remember, I've said this time and time again, always remember You can cut an apple open. You can literally take a knife, cut an apple open, and you can count the seeds inside of an apple. But let me tell you what you can't count. You cannot count the apples that are inside of one seed. One more time. You can physically count the seeds that are inside of an apple, but you can't count the apples that are inside of one seed. So what's the message? The message is it only takes one to start a barn fire. It only takes one person to get the philosophies, the principles of what we're teaching week in and week out, to go out there and make a unanimous difference in the entire world. Ask me, how do I know? How do I know? Because I'm the one. I'm the one seed that literally you can't count all of the apples that's inside of me. I know what it's like to be the oddball, the unique one, the rare breed, and you just don't know who that person is. I love how God has designed our world. He allows you to see the outside of a person, but God keeps it private between that person and God. He doesn't allow you to see the inside. You can physically see the outside, but only God knows what he planted deep, deep inside that individual. So for this reason, I want to encourage you to spread the word. Share with your friends. It's a free call. Come one, come all. It's a free call. Do you know how tough it is to be an entrepreneur? Do you know what type of diligence, persistence? Do you know what type of trials and tribulations you're going to encounter? It's very difficult to be an entrepreneur. It's not easy, but it's also very rewarding. It's super cool to be able to have a call like this where you're able to cross-pollinate. You're able to be adjoined with like-minded people, people that are going the same direction that you're intending to go. It provides what I call comfort and reassurance. How comforting is it to know that this is a one-directional call? We do the talking. You get a chance to listen, take the notes. We don't even know your name. But you can know that this message was customized just for you. And it's always right on point. So again, all that to say, guys, I want to encourage you, spread the word. There's also somebody else out there just like you that needs to hear exactly what you got a chance to hear. All right? Now, for those of you that are listening to the recording, which we know the vast majority of you guys, you always catch the replay, which is fine. I don't want you to think that just because you're listening to the replay that this is not intended for you. In fact, it's intended for every single one of you that can hear the sound of my voice. Spread the word about this free call. I'm telling you, this call has literally changed and transformed many people's lives, not just myself. Now, if you want to know a big secret on how to really speed up whatever it is, whatever project that you're working on right now, if you want to know how to actually speed things up, ladies and gentlemen, become a big giver. Become more of a giver. I know many people, we live a life where we just like to worry about ourselves. We like to worry about our families. And it's so interesting. We do our job at work and we come home and it's kind of like work to home, home to work type of a thing. But I want to encourage you to step out and become a giver. Learn to give more. Learn to give more. Can you imagine? I want you, see, you're an entrepreneur, for those of you that are. Do you understand that if you don't serve your customer, if you don't serve and provide a service, whether it's a product or service to your customer, you do realize that you won't eat. Let me say that again. If you don't provide an adequate service or product to your customer, your end user, your family will not eat. In other words, if you don't serve, you won't have anything. And so I want to really, really encourage you to focus your energy on serving. Now, again, that's not some airy-fairy statement that's empty, a bunch of empty words. That's really how it works, guys. That's truly how it works. Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. And I want you to really, really get that deep on the inside. You know, I was watching the other day a show, and it was talking about how because of COVID, how the billionaires have literally become wealthier. You know, you hear the old saying, the wealthy get wealthy, right? They get wealthier. But I was just noticing all the people that have, all the new billionaires that are becoming, I'm talking about new billionaires because of COVID. Now, I know some of you, you're sitting there saying, oh, yeah, I'm sure the wealthy are getting wealthier. Well, this is true, but they're also providing solutions. Whether you believe in COVID or not, COVID is real. It's affected every single business in the entire world, from professional sports all the way down to dentistry. It's affected everything. And so again, but the billionaires have become wealthier primarily because they focus on how to solve problems. How can they provide better solutions? How can they give more in today's current climate? So again, I'm just illustrating the point that it's all centered around giving. It's all centered around solving problems. And I want to share this with you guys. Today is going to be a different vibe on this call today. I'm going to share with you my own personal story. I'm going to purposely leave out some details because it's unprofessional of me to talk about income and how much money. And so I'm not going to talk about the money part of it, but I'm going to talk about something that I'm very excited about, something I'm very proud of, and I'm going to do this from the perspective that I believe it will inspire, I believe it will trigger, I believe it will motivate many of you that are listening. But again, hear me and hear me well. I'm going to deliberately not talk about how much money and what the profit that I'm going to make. I'm not going to get into any of those at all. That's really nobody's business except mine. But I am going to talk about a journey that I can tell you guys is real. I think all of you guys are going to love it. And the purpose of the story is to inspire you, to encourage you to actually keep doing what you're doing. I want to talk to you. We're going to start off, and so I'm going to just kind of flow here and really share this story, and then we're going to get off the call. But I really want you to take a good listen at this, maybe a couple of times, even after it's done. Share it with a person or two. I believe it'll be very inspiring. Guys, it all started, obviously, most of you that listen to these calls, you know that I grew up in Oakland, California. I'm 42 years old right now, and I live in Sacramento, California. I went to Sac State University for about a year and a half. I dropped out of college. This is back in 1996, 1997. And at that point, when I dropped out of college, I really didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I really didn't know. I just knew that I was going to become successful. There was no number that I had attached to it. It was simply a promise that I had made to myself and, most importantly, to both my father and my mother, that I would, no matter what I decided to become, as a thank you to how hard they worked to raise and to instill good principles and values inside of me, as a thank you, I wouldn't disappoint the last name of our family, and I would go on to become a very successful person. I didn't know at the time what I was going to be. I really didn't know. At that time, ladies and gentlemen, I did not believe that I had really any skills at all. I literally was a 2.0 student in high school. Like I said, I only lasted in college for 1 year before dropping out. So I never was really big in academics. My younger brother, now he was a 4.0 student. School came pretty easy for him. Wasn't the case for me. However, though, there was one thing that I was really good at. And I want you to imagine, guys, here it is. I'm literally, I think I must have been 19, 20 years old. There was one thing I was good at, and it was following directions. And you say, well, why was I so good at following directions? My dad was a military, or he was a military guy. So he was really big. He was really strict, rules, systems, that type of guy. He had a system for how to fold the clothes, a system for how to vacuum the floor, a system for how to wash the dishes. A system for how to cut the grass. Believe it or not, some of you are going to laugh when I say this. My father had a system on how we start a parked car, how we start the engine of a parked car. I know you're probably laughing when you hear that. I'm not kidding. My dad, when he was teaching us how to start his van, his work truck, my father was a flooring contractor, so he had a work truck. He would teach us, how to get in the car, check your mirrors, make sure the car is in park. Think about this. Make sure the car is in park. What do you mean, Dad? The car is already parked. What do you mean, make sure? Anyway, it's just, every time I say that, it makes me laugh. But my dad has a system for everything, everything. Now, Now, as you're laughing to the story, I want you to pay extra close attention. Why in the world is Romacio telling me this story? What does this have to do? Just pay attention. It's right on time. It's just for you, okay? So, again, I really didn't think too high of myself. One of the only things that I was really good at was following directions. Reason why, my father was very militant, and if I didn't follow directions, I got in massive trouble, massive trouble. So by the time I became a young man on my own, the one thing that I was really good at and I was really comfortable at doing is I was really good at following directions. Now, I couldn't for the life of me figure out how is a man going to become a major success in life if he can't think, if he can't figure stuff out on his own, if the only thing he can do is follow instructions. I never in my wildest dreams thought you could become a millionaire, certainly not a multi-millionaire from following directions. I never thought that, ever, in my wildest dreams. I want to pause right here. Whether you believe in God or not, I want you to know God has a plan for your life. Whether you believe in God or not, God makes no mistakes. He does have a plan for your life. Okay? So anyway, as I dropped out of college, I then met a gentleman at a burrito shop named Mr. Brent Peterson. And long story short, I met this guy named Brent, and he was in mortgage and real estate. And he hired me as his assistant. And my job was to come in and to basically, I was a telemarketer. My job was to cold call different people in California and ask them if they wanted to buy a house or to refinance their existing mortgage. So I was the guy that would, back then, I was a telemarketer. I'd be the guy that would call you, and most likely you probably hung up in my face. And I was just, at the time, I was really excited to just have a job, someone that believed in me. My job was on all commissions. All commissions. He never paid me a salary. It was all commissions. And my job was to be a telemarketer. And because I was grateful that someone believed in me to give me a shot at something, once again, I had always told my parents, whatever I put my hands to, I'm going to be the best at it. Whatever I put my hands to, I'm going to make you proud. And so at that time, I was a telemarketer. Now, mind you, I'm a telemarketer. I don't think too high of myself. But the one thing I had is I had the energy to win, right? And I could follow direction. So those of you that know me, I've heard throughout my whole life, Romacio, you've got a lot of energy. You've got a lot of passion. I've always been this way since I was a little kid. And so literally I was really good at following directions. Well, as I began to follow directions from Mr. Brent Peterson, I began to do pretty good at being a telemarketer. And I began to climb the ranks and get better and better and better. And before you know it, within a few years, literally within 3 years or so, I was making more money than I ever dreamed of. I was making over $100,000 a year. So can you imagine me? Here it is. I dropped out of college. Didn't really know what I was going to do with myself. I met this guy. By the way, he wasn't black. He was white. I always want people to know that oftentimes the blessing that you're counting on, it may not look like you. It may not sound like you, may not think like you. It's going to be different. That's why it's called a blessing. If it was just like you, it would be you, right? So anyway, but I did pretty well, and I began to make $100,000 a year as a telemarketer. Believe it or not, yeah. And all that happened because I literally was good at following directions, and I had the passion and the energy, or the gas, if you want to call it, to be successful. So from there, I started at the bottom in real estate, and I worked my way up. Long story short, within a few years after that, I then began to own my own mortgage and real estate company. So I went from telemarketer to loan officer all the way up the chain to becoming my own CEO of my own mortgage and real estate company. And next thing you know, a couple years after that, I had made $1 million in 1 year. And then I did it again and again and again. My point is this. All of this happened because of one seed that was so deeply planted in me. It was one thing that I was just so good at. And that one thing that I was good at is I was good at following directions. And I thank God that Mr. Peterson was a great teacher. He was a great teacher. and he taught me the proper way on how to do a mortgage and real estate transaction. And I'll never forget what he taught me. I never took him for granted. I hope you're taking notes, guys. There's so many lessons I'm teaching you throughout this last 15 minutes. I hope you're picking up everything I'm putting down. I'm forever grateful. He was a great teacher. And because I was a hungry student, I never took for granted the things that he taught me. And I began to ascend, and I began to do well. I became my own owner of my own mortgage and real estate company, and now I'm a multi-millionaire. And I'm only 24, 25 years old at the time. And again, here's the premise of the story. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was determined to be successful. I never put a limit on it. I never put a number on it. I never played the race card. I never said, oh, because I'm black. And I never, look, I can't change the fact that I'm black. What you want me to do? I'm going to play with the cards that were dealt to me, and you should do the same, right? And I began to do well, all because I was good at following directions. I was good at following directions. I'm going to say it again. I was good at following directions. Long story short, I then transitioned into network marketing. I'm giving you the short story. I met a friend one day. A friend of mine, he introduced me to a friend of his who invited me to this home meeting to meet. And the home meeting was a network marketing presentation about promoting and selling a drink. It was a drink product. It was a healthy drink product. And it was in network marketing. And I had never done network marketing before this. And the gentleman that was in front of the room, he was a great teacher, and he was very successful, and he was making about $70,000 a month at that time. And long story short, I became a student of his. This gentleman, he was successful. He had achieved some things that I had not achieved. He had freedom. He had residual income. He understood leverage, how to make a little piece of money from a whole bunch of people's efforts, which equals freedom. He understood residual income, which also equals freedom. These were fascinating concepts to me, leverage and residual income, because I knew that if I stayed a CEO of my mortgage company, it would be very difficult, next to impossible, to get residual income. And I could only have a limited or a small amount of leverage. So once again, I found a new teacher in a new profession. Are you paying attention? I found a new teacher in a new profession. And once again, he was a good teacher, and I was a hungry, thirsty student. And I didn't take him for granted, and I paid attention, and it took me years and years and years on how to learn this business of network marketing and this profession. And the thing that I was drawn to about network marketing was residual income and leverage. I understood from being a business owner that if you could actually have residual income, which means you do something once and you get paid over and over again, wow, that's exciting. Saves you time. You don't have to start over every year back at zero again. That made sense to me. The second thing, if you could have a bunch of people that basically work for you and you make a little bit of money off of each of them, wow, gives you more freedom. So the concepts made sense to me. And because he had perfected it, I wanted to learn from him on how to do it. And I did. Now, the thing I want to tell you, this is where it gets really good. It was only $1,200 for me to join the business of that particular network marketing company. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. Any of these network marketing companies, they typically cost you less than a few $1,000s to get involved, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. It doesn't guarantee you anything. You still got to put the work in. You still got to be determined. You still got to, focus on the personal growth element. You still got to go do the thing, right? You still got to be a rookie all over again, right? And I did that. And I worked really, really hard, but I was determined to get to the top of this thing. I was always determined to get to the top of whatever it was that I was involved in. I didn't care how long it took. I didn't care what I had, long as it was moral, legal, and ethical. I always see myself as a winner. I see myself getting to the top. I believe I'm the little sliver that's supposed to slide through the crack, right? I'm the one, right? And so, again, because I was following directions, I fell on my face many times. I've made many mistakes. To be honest with you, there's not a mistake in network marketing that you'll make that's foreign to me. There's nothing you could ever do that I haven't already done in network marketing. But I was so excited about network marketing, not because of the money. I was excited because of the difference that I really got a chance to make. You see, the big thing that I loved about network marketing, because the more and more you get to know me, you'll find out that I love people. I really genuinely, I mean, we're talking authentically, have a deep, infectious love towards people. Like, I'm the guy, I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to win. I really do. Now, I'm not naive enough to believe that everybody's going to win, because obviously you got to take personal responsibility and do your part. But I want everybody to win. I really believe I'm not better than anyone. I don't believe anyone is better than me. But I totally believe this is my vibe. I believe I want everybody to win. And so one of the things I love about network marketing is you can't win, you can't succeed, you can't make any money unless you help other people beneath you make money. You see, I love that concept. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what anybody says. It's all about servitude. So in other words, in order for you to win, you got to help Samantha win. You got to help Bobby win. So it's about serving. It's about helping. And see, this is why I love to celebrate success stories in network marketing, whether they're young or old, male or female. I don't care what their background is. Anytime you hear somebody making $5,000, $10,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month in network marketing, that's exciting, not just because of the money they make, but the only way they could make that money, they have to help a bunch of other people beneath them make money. So it's about, as they go up, they're helping other people go up. And that is just the structure of how network marketing works. Whereas in a traditional business, it's not like that. It's all about you and you and you. But in network marketing, it's all about we. And that's just the way it is. So for me, that really resonates really strongly inside of me, because it's about helping. And that is what my overall intention is to help. That's my whole goal. And so I really fell in love with network marketing. And obviously I've been a part of network marketing for now 13 years or so. And I want to go back to my original mentor in network marketing who taught me a lot of what I know. And I'm forever grateful, because even though I was really good at following instructions, and I'm still good at it, I'm still very good at that. One of the things that he did for me, my previous mentor, and this is the climax of the call. One of the things my previous mentor did for me is he showed me a massive vision that he had for himself. He showed me a massive vision that he had for himself. I'm going to say that again. I want to encourage you to write that down. He showed me a massive vision that he had for himself. The Bible says where there is no vision, people perish. A lot of times you hear people talking about money, but I want to encourage you to cling to the people that talk about vision. But not just talking about vision. As I said moments ago, he showed me a massive vision. He didn't tell me a massive vision. He showed me. He showed it to me. How you think when you have a massive vision. How you act when you have a massive vision. How people will leave you and talk bad about you when you have a massive vision. How people will say, I'll always be there with you. I'll never leave you. I'm always going to be there with you. And next thing you know, 15 minutes later, they're in witness protection. He showed me what it looks like. He gave me a clear picture of what it takes to conquer a massive vision. And look, it would be too many details to talk about on this call but I want you to capture the point. He had a massive vision for his life, and he has accomplished it. And I'm sure he's got an even bigger vision now. And let me tell you, men and women, boys and girls, what that did for me. That changed everything for me. That changed everything for me, because I was able to be a part of a vision, because I was on his team. I was able to be a part of a vision that was so massive, it was beyond comprehension to me at that time. Let me say that again. I was able to be a part of a vision that was much larger than me. And it was overwhelming to see this one man, after 20 years of being in this profession, he was crystal clear of what his vision was. He was crystal clear of what it was going to take. He was crystal clear on his plan of action on how to go and conquer it, how to go and achieve it. And I got a chance to be a part of that. I'm forever thankful. I'm forever grateful for that as well, because it taught me up close and personal. It taught me the importance of having a massive vision. It taught me how to conduct yourself when you have a massive vision. As you heard me tell you, we've been doing this phone call every Sunday for now almost 4 years. And every Sunday, I pretty much start off saying basically about the same few lines every Sunday. Have you noticed that? 4 years. And I've never been concerned whether there's one person or there's a million people listening, because my vision is so big. It's so big what I'm after. And I don't even tell you what I'm after, because my vision is my vision. I know what I'm doing. But I want to share this with you. When you have a massive vision, it takes time for it to come into its full maturity. It takes time. It does. And I know we all want everything in the microwave right now, but it takes time. And when you have a massive vision, you've got to prove to your vision that you really are the one that can handle the weight of that vision. Let me say it again. It's easy to declare, oh, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to do. It's easy to say it, boys and girls. But you've got to prove. You've got to prove that you can handle the weight of that vision that you have. You got to prove it. And every Sunday that I show up on this call, this is one of the ways that I'm proving to the universe I am fit for the vision that I have. I can handle the vision that I have. Because part of it is you've got to be disciplined. You've got to stay the course when everybody else quits. You got to do it when you don't want to do it. You still got to do it. And so my message is, I have a massive vision. And I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for now 13 to 14 years. And I want to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I am on the brink. I am on the 1 yard line of getting ready to manifest one of the biggest visions I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's so big that I can't even tell you how big it is. It's big. But I can tell you this. It's so big that it's the type of vision that literally you won't ever again have to worry about income. It's that big. I'm not trying to impress anybody on this call. I think you know me well enough. That's not my style. I'm trying to say to you, it's worth it when they quit. It's worth it to cry over your business. It's worth it to be unsure if you can do this sometimes. It's worth it to leave one company and go to another and everybody say, what are you doing? What is she doing? It's worth it. That's what I want you to know. It's worth it. And now I get to talk about the best part of it. When you have a crystal clear vision and you are stubborn and you hold on to that vision and you know that that was a God-filled vision, let me explain to you, how do you know if God is at the center of your vision? If your vision is about serving and helping other people, I can guarantee you God is in the middle of that vision. Let me say it again. If your vision is about helping and serving other people, I can assure you God is in the center of that vision. And his promise, if you stay the course, and let me tell you, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to try and pull you off the course. It's going to be a lot of, are you listening? It's going to be a lot of people that's going to try and pull you off the course. But I want you to write this down. That is your test. You're being tested. You're being tested to see your resolve. How strong are you? How committed are you? How determined are you? It's all just a test. It's just a test to see, can you weather the storm? And let me tell you guys, some of them storms are going to be raging. Some of them storms, you're going to want to quit. You might even take a season, what we call a sabbatical, where you pause for a minute. It's not going to be easy when you got big dreams and you got big goals and big vision. Oh, no, it's easy to talk about it. It ain't easy to do it. You're going to have to make endless sacrifices. Oh, my goodness. You're going to have to make a ton of sacrifices. Family members of yours are going to say things like, well, he never shows up at my birthday party. Uncle Romacio, you just always on the phone every time I see you. You on the phone again. So, oh, I got another call. I'm sorry, I can't go. I got a call, guys. I got to do a call. Man, it's gotten so funny. People in my family, they call me and say, I know you can't make it because you got a call, right? I'm telling you. It's going to take a massive amount of commitment. A massive amount. There are going to be a lot of things you're not going to be able to do because you got a massive vision. But I'm here to tell you, God is faithful. If you stay the course to your vision, write this down. God will guarantee your provision. Write it down. If you stay the course to your God-given vision, I guarantee you God will provide you with provision. Wherever God guides, he will always provide. I hope you wrote down what I just said. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things in my life I need to fix and get better at and work on. But the one thing I'm so proud of myself, regardless what they've said about me, regardless whatever, I have stayed the course. I have fought the fight. And for that, I deserve a handsome reward. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm literally on the 1 yard line, days away from one of the biggest manifestations. And let me tell you this. If you really got a big vision, and you're really going to go through all the stuff that I just talked about, I want to leave you with this. Straight from the mouth of the California kid. It's going to happen sooner than you think, and it's going to be bigger than you think. It's going to be big. Once again, it's going to happen sooner than you think, and it'll be bigger than you think. It's going to be big. So my message here today, guys, do you know what your vision is? Have you accepted the call to your vision? Are you fighting the fight day in and day out? Some days are better than others. We all know that. Are you resolute in your conviction? Are you strong in your conviction about who you are and where you're going? Do you walk with your shoulders back and your head held high? Are you proud to be holding the torch of the vision that you carry? Or are you ashamed? Well, I tell you, you have to be in fierce pursuit to conquer the very thing that was placed inside of you. You're going to go through a lot, but I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, it's worth it. And the reason I come on these calls is I come here as a colleague of yours. I come here as a partner of yours to say to you that if I can do it, with God's help, I know you can do it also. It's not supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to know exactly how you're going to do it. But as I said before, if you cling on to a God-given vision, God will clearly give you provision. He will give you specific instructions on when to turn. He will give you provision. He will guide you. If you just stay the course. And I know you hear this all the time, stay the course. Well, how can I know that it's going to be worth it? Listen to Romacio. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm telling you, what's about to take place is so big I can't even tell you about it. I can't. I just can't. But it's that big. Whatever you thinking, think 10 times more. Whatever you thinking, think 10 times more. And I'm here to tell you, not as a point of bragging, I'm here to tell you it's all God. It's all God. It's all God. I made a lot of mistakes. But I love, as the little boy says, I got a few things right. And I'm reminded of the old famous story. Out of all the pitches that the pitcher on the mound, talking about baseball, out of all the pitches that are thrown at the batter, and he swung and he missed, pitch after pitch after pitch, only to know that the missed pitches, the pitches that he missed were preparing him for the one pitch that he hit. And the one that he hit, the ball went out the yard. And the message is, it only takes one ball, one shot to hit a home run. You only got to be right one time. But all the other times, you were being tested, being prepared for the one pitch. And my message today to each and every single one of you, are you ready? Are you ready for the vision that you talk about? Are you ready to receive it? Are you truly ready? Do you have battle scars to prove that you're fit to lead? Are you ready to receive the very thing that you say you want to happen, you can't wait to happen? It's my time. Prove it to me. If I were to sneak in your house right now, show me what you did over the last 7 days. Show me what you did over the last 30 days. If I could sneak inside your mind when adverse thoughts come into your head of quitting and doubt and all the negative chatter comes into your mind, how do you fight against it? What do you meditate on? Prove to me that you're ready for the very thing that you declare. But I can tell you, we all are being prepared. And if you stay the course, always remember, wherever God guides, he will always provide. My question to you, what is your vision? What is it? Is it crystal clear? For we all know that clarity is power. And understand this, when God gives you a vision, he don't need anyone else to approve that which he gave to you. He don't need any approval of your family members and friends. When God gives it to you, you're carrying precious cargo. It's up to you to hold on to it. And for in due season, it will surely come to pass. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the California Kid. I really hope you take the time to carefully listen to the story that I just told you. It's 100% authentic and it's 100% accurate. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all next Sunday. Goodbye, everybody.